Friday marks the deadline for people in India to exchange old rupee notes for new ones. Prime Minister Narendra Modi banned high denomination notes in an effort to eliminate corruption and tax evasion. But the queues outside banks remain long, and some economists say it's already having a negative effect on the nation's economy. Well, the banned 500 and 1,000 rupee notes represented 86% of the currency in circulation. The government says banks have received about $180 billion worth of rupees since the process began. The United Nations estimates that there are 16 million Indians living abroad. Many of them don't have special accounts to deposit the banned currency, and many international branches of their banks no longer accept it. Let's go to TRT World's Azhar Sukri now to get more on the story. Azhar, what exactly is all this about? I mean, how does Modi hope to eliminate corruption by banning these notes?
Yeah, what you have to remember, Marlene, is that a lot of the transactions, in fact, most of the transactions that happen in India take place with cash. And that opens up all sorts of avenues for people to not declare, taxable income, to bribe officials, all that sort of thing. Before we go on, let me actually show you one of the new 2,000 rupee notes that has come into circulation, or that will be coming into circulation. This 2,000 rupee note is worth about 29 US dollars. But in fact, most people in India use, one of these, a 100 or 50 rupee note, which is, far more used and much more commonly used. What you have to remember, of course, is that, yes, this is having a major impact on the economy. Arun Jaitley, though, the finance minister, saying that taxation, direct and indirect taxes have gone up enormously. But earlier we spoke to Arun Kumar, who's an economist and a leading author on corruption in India. And he says that the Indian economy will take a big hit. Let's have a quick listen to what he had to say.
Actually, it is the wrong idea, because black cash does not mean black income, and black cash is only 1% of black wealth. So therefore, conceptually, it was incorrect. And then in implementation, what they should have done is they should have had currency available right from the start. So they should have been printing currency for the last 7-8 months before implementing this step. So without cash, what happens is circulation, the economy stops, and the entire economy starts collapsing. And that is what you see in the last 50 days, that the economy, especially of the poor people and the unorganized sector and the informal sector, that economy has been hurt very badly. And that's why the rate of growth of the economy is slowing down. So the unorganized sector, where 94% of the workforce is employed, they are being hit very badly. And that includes agriculture, small producers, traders, various people in the services sector, in the unorganized sector. They are hurting badly because they don't have cash, and that's why they are not able to carry forward, and that is leading to unemployment amongst them, and that aggravates poverty and hunger. So in other words, the prospects for the unorganized sector, as it is called, or what you call the informal sector, that is rather poor at this moment.
Azhar, so obviously short-term pain as a result of this move. I wonder what the situation is going to be like long-term. I mean, has this sort of policy been used elsewhere?
It's very rare, historically speaking, for governments to do this. And usually when governments do this, their economy is just already completely collapsed. Good examples have been Zimbabwe, for example. A couple of years ago, they tried to do this. Their inflation rate was running in the millions. Venezuela recently has tried to do this, and it's failed miserably because they haven't been able to get simply enough cash out to people. But India's in a completely different situation. It's one of the best performing emerging market economies in the world right now. It's actually outperforming China, as a matter of fact. So for the government to try and do this at this stage of India's development is quite alarming for a lot of economists and a lot of investors.
OK, many thanks for that. Azhar Sukri there for us.